Hello once again, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. This is the third part of the video recording, and I hope that you pay attention because part 1, 2, and 3 is where I'm going to get the questionnaires for your midterm examination. So let's go. So our topic is on the factors affecting motor control. The first one, ladies and gentlemen, is on the verbal instructions. In here, there is a need for maintaining the subject's capacity for attention and direct observation. So this is where the teacher's capabilities come in, because it's very, very important that the teacher or the mentor will give clear and precise instructions. You also have to take note as future teachers that we have the so-called individual differences, and your instructions might be applicable to one or some, but cannot be understood by the others. That is why during the first meeting, you really have to assess the learning capabilities of your students. So this is very important so that you will be able to adjust. Another factor affecting motor learning is the practice characteristics and variability. In here, there is distributed practice. With prolonged rest periods between training sessions, seems to be more effective for learning transfer than continuous repetition of tasks without rest periods. So, I know that you have experienced doing activities over and over again every day of your lives, and it seems to me, and I know you will agree, that it is kind of tiring and overwhelming. So it is better, no, for us to have the training on, let's say, Monday, and we rest the second day, and we do it again on Wednesday. Same rest on Thursdays, and then again on Friday. So our schedule in our subject is very well prepared because we have time to rest. Don't you agree, ladies and gentlemen? Still on practice characteristics and variability is fatigue. And of course, nobody's excused from fatigue, right? So fatigue seems to be the one key factor promoting the use of distributed practice. Furthermore, very long training sessions may also be accompanied by a greater margin of error due to mental and physical exhaustion. You agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that when you are very tired, you will not be able to function well. And of course, there are tendencies to commit mistakes a lot. Tama? Of course, there are trainings where the athletes have to do longer trainings, and they are built for that. But eventually, fatigue will come. That is why there is a need for rest every now and then. Okay? This one is very important also to take note of, ladies and gentlemen. The active participation and motivation. You observe that during your peer evaluation, we have the active participation that we always give to our peers, no? Because in here, it says that general hypothesis about training and motor learning seems to show that learning progress depends on the total time in which the patient or the students is participating actively. So ladies and gentlemen, of course, there is a very, very big difference between those students who participated from day one and those who were absent for numerous times. The output can be seen. The one who is absent will always have to catch up unless he or she is very skilled. Although at times, again, we have to go back in our peer evaluation, even if there are cases as that, no? There are students who can easily catch up. There are still the other part of the evaluation where we have to give deduction to those who are absent, because it is quite unfair to those who are always present, who will be having lower score than those who mostly are absent, to have the same score. Okay? Another one for the factors affecting motor learning is the possibility of making mistakes. Analyzing every activity or task that the students or patient must complete will show which component of movement should be reinforced during training session. Of course, we as future teachers have to learn to observe and analyze each of our students. Okay? So during performance, you observe them. Do not correct them immediately. You try to let them do the activities and let them enjoy, because sometimes when you correct them immediately, there are instances where, they will be shy, or they will have second thoughts in doing actions when you do that. Okay? So, bottom line is, you always have to observe, and then later on, we'll have to check them. I don't know if you had been observing me, but I do come to you and I partner with you and tell you that you need to work on this. This is where you are committing errors. You do, right? Okay. But I never correct you right away. So that's one way, that is really related to the manner or the teaching style of the teacher. And I do hope that you'll be able to apply it soon in your teaching careers. Another one is on postural control. This affects much the motor learning, because when you are not doing it properly with body alignment or the proper body posture, the outcome of your performance is kind of awkward. Okay? So we see to it that we have the proper body alignment or the proper posture, so as we will be able to present or demonstrate the activities or the skills properly. Are you following, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. So a very good example of this is during our harness training. Okay? It could easily be seen if you have the proper body alignment. Okay? Because it really helps in doing the execution properly. Same as true with our dances, the cha-cha-cha and the rumba. And sometimes we lack the confidence in doing the dances. That is why it is shown in our posture. So I always encourage each and every one of you to do it with your chest out, with your butt out, and your tummy in. And you can see the difference, no? When you started with lacking of confidence, and when you already were confident enough, the performance was great. Tama? Okay. So we had been learning about the brain, the cognitive, all the other theories that has to do with the nervous system. And so memory is another factor affecting motor learning because it is considered the key component in motor learning. Okay? So memory is very important, and sometimes our memory fails us, right? So there are ways and means to develop our memory. There are strategies that we can apply so as to enhance our memory. And it's very good right now, no? At present, we have videos, learning materials, okay, that we can review so that it will help a lot, okay? This one is part and parcel of the teaching learning process, ladies and gentlemen. This is on feedback. This aims to promote achieving objectives, providing information about how the action is being carried out, and consolidate performance of action with positive reinforcement, whether verbal or non-verbal. So results in greater advances in learning than negative reinforcement. We all know this, ladies and gentlemen, that it is better for us to give a positive reinforcement than negative. Although, of course, we cannot deny the fact that there are students who are motivated more when you give them negative reinforcement. But most of the time, the students prefer to be given something positive. Tama? For me, I think for military training, most of them prefer negative reinforcement. Okay, because that had been the culture, no? But of course, in education, we have to take note of the mental health, and so we'd rather have to give our students positive reinforcements. You have to take note of that, ladies and gentlemen. What are we here for? To teach you future teachers to be able to do your best in giving and sharing your knowledge and skills. Tama? And it is best to give it in a positive manner. Yan. Although you have to be very careful, ladies and gentlemen, that feedback can create dependency. So sometimes, especially in the elementary or in the lower years or lower levels, it is proper for us to be giving feedbacks every now and then. But of course, as maturity comes in, we apply and we observe that not all the time you have to give feedback. Okay? So it says here, since feedback can create dependency in learning, The teacher or therapist must be able to provide only when needed. Okay? So, when you become teachers, you will meet students or you will observe students who seem to be clingy. They always wanted to be acknowledged, no? They always seem to ask for validity in everything that they do. So sometimes you have to control it too. Okay? In a positive way. Okay, so I hope, ladies and gentlemen, that this part 1, part 2, and part 3 will be very helpful for your review. That's about it. God bless and see you next time.